Good evening, good people, and welcome to another presentation of the Final Fantasy Randomizer Spring Tournament 2021 Chaos Comedy Tour. Tonight we have match 2 between jat2980 and fryteeth. You can see here we got a bit of a spicy one. I am Saracen. I am joined in the booth by Ro8. How's it going, Ro8?
Going pretty well. I knew this was a draft. So, like in these rounds, the players are always going to have the same party, but wasn't expecting them to mirror the names too.
I think both of them are of the opinion that names don't matter as long as you can identify who's what. Uh, This is just the fastest way to figure out who's you're resing when you have to stop at the clinic. So tonight, our black belts are disgusting. Plus 40 vitality, plus 20 MDef, minus 10 agility, minus 5 luck.
Yeah,
The
you're
red
not.
mages,
Sorry.
the red mages, we have plus 5 luck, black belt vitality growth, black mage strength growth, and minus 10 hit percent. So red mages cast a lot, black belt.
Yeah, you're not running away from much with this party, but there's not a whole lot that you need to run away from with this party.
And we're off.
Yeah. So,
White locked life 2. Ew.
yep. Inaccessible life too, but we have warp right out the gate, and Jat
Only warp.
wisely. Well, note that Jat very wisely bought fire on at least one of those red mages before buying warp. That is what we call killing the warp boss.
Yes. Cheap chain plus 2s for all of the red mages, so they'll be nice and protected for pretty much that's probably the only armor he's going to buy.
Yeah. Staff plus 3s. I would be tempted to pick one up for that black belt, just until you can get those fists online, having seen that magic.
I'm with you on that. And we see the herb at Canaria item shop, so we know what's going on there. Jat heading straight to Provoca. Get those pirates out of the way and, get that level 2 magic and hopefully have something better to work with for Garland. Fryteeth, however, going for the chest checks. But we see that Provoca is not Provoca because we have Town Shuffle on in these flags.
Yep. But I mean, you gotta make that gamble if you are Jat. But yeah, no, like that Iron plus 3, I think that actually works out to being better than the Black Belt's fists up until you hit really about level 11.
I was gonna guess around level 12. Just isn't 12 one of the breakpoints you hit with the black belt?
I think it's 11 for that first hit, the number of hit increase. But the nice thing about that plus 3 is the effect it has on your hit percent with that staff equipped. So the black belt's not getting the double punches, but is getting plenty of swings.
Jad has punched down some imps. It has taken a while, but walking out of there at level 2 and having some additional spell slots, additional hit points, fighting the bridge boss again.
Yeah, looking like this is going to be a checkup to Matoya, see if we find something fun, but we do have a crown and a tail.
I don't see that tail being particularly useful. It's an experience and gold boost.
The only situation I can see that tail coming into play is if life is red wizard locked.
That's a fair point.
Because yeah, both of these runners probably going to turn that black belt into the walking arsenal that people have gotten used to seeing. But black belt can still get two 256 with the instant kills, and it's nice to have your red mages as meat shields to reduce the chance of that happening. And both of those things make you really want to have life. So, I mean, either way, we're not seeing that tail put into use until we head into Topher, pretty much.
Right. Fryteeth seeing the bad news of Melmond at Provoca and starting the long trek with a ribbon right away in the Dwarf Cave. And whew, the big experience box right there.
Yeah, that's a box you write down. You don't care what's in that box, but
100% with you.
yeah, you find a lit 3 or an ice 3 even at a relatively low level, you can take that fight. And yeah, you can even re-roll to try to get the 2 Gershark 2 Big Eye fight.
That remembering that he did not actually equip that armor. I did notice that Fryteeth did not pick up the chain for his red mages. And here we have Odrak at Elfland. So
go ahead.
We're seeing the possibility of some very rough early seed here. Unless Crescent rolls something pleasant? Question mark?
Yeah? Like, I think at this point, Provoca is... Like, I'm not even sure Elfland would necessarily bail them out of this early game.
So I think Elfland could, but it's not an easy play. And we see Jat turned in the herb and got a t-shirt for his troubles. This is already looking a little rough.
Yeah, no, so this goes back to what I was saying. You know what would be really nice right now if you're these 2 runners? That black belt. Being able, having, 20 attack and, like a plus, a respectable crit rate, yeah. But you were saying, Saracen?
So, the nice thing is Jat did purchase some weapons for his red mages. Oh, we do get Provoca. Okay. We're saved. We get level 2 magic.
Okay, point of order. Those red mages ain't doing much with those weapons, but... Ooh.
They can kill imps. Fire 3, okay. Fire 3, fast. I saw life in the white magic. So, I think...
Yeah.
Full bailout has occurred here.
Yeah,
as
we
soon
do
as
have...
Teeth gets there, he'll see it as well.
Yeah, we do have Quake, Cure 3. This is one of those, I'm going to have to actually think about how to outfit my red mages situations, I feel like. Because you can only put 3 spells in those red mages, and there are 6 spells you arguably could want.
Yeah, it is a stacked level 2. It's hard to turn down fast. You can't turn down Fire 3. And life seems like, the obvious choice. So the question does become, do you take fast on only 1 or 2 of your red mages so that you can fit in the Cure 3? Do you focus more on the Invis 2s instead of the fasts? And that feels like it's, that feels like danger.
So, if it's me, and I'm not very good at the game, excuse me, I think what you do, you take fast on 2 of the red mages, you take fire 3 on all 3 of them, you take life on 2 of them, and the last one gets the cure 3. And I think that winds up giving you... I don't think you have room for the Invis 2, but if you have Jat... And this is from Jat's perspective. You have that white shirt. you have the ability to, at the very least, throw up Invis 2 without knowing Invis 2.
So Jat is making a very long trip back in the general direction of Canaria. And I feel like there is some possibility that this is to go back to that box.
He
and fire
didn't
3
kill
it.
Garland.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't have the crown. So this is I've got to go find out what Garland has. Also, I think this means we're going to Marsh Cave. Oh, Astos. We also have Astos still.
We have a means of killing Astos now, yes.
What do you see that can kill Astos?
Fire 3. Lots of Fire 3.
Yeah, the question is, can you fire 3 Astos down before he can kill you?
I mean, unless he's got, like, Bane or something. I believe. See?
All right.
See? There, fryteeth got it.
Okay, yeah. Here's the thing. If that Astos had rolled on the higher end of his possible HP and had gotten a script that did more than punch a single red mage, like... The problem with Astos is his magic defense is disgustingly good.
We see that Astos has just given us the slab, though, so this is continuing to slap us around just a bit.
Yeah.
I can't imagine the runners feel very good about that find.
The bright side is it's Marsh Cave. And you know what spell is really good against things in Marsh Cave?
Fire 3.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's even better against Marsh Cave? Warp.
Very true. So, we do at least have the tools we need to deal with Marsh Cave. The real problem is going to be if anything down here is nasty and knows how to ambush.
Oh, there's a pro ring. +2.
Yeah, and an ice shield. That's going to be good for some cash.
There was a decent cash box, too. There was about 7,000 in one of the chests. So the money situation is figured out upstairs.
That's one thing that, like, I do really like about weapon blursing is the game doesn't care what modifications have been made to a weapon's stats. It just cares what the base thing was.
Jat taking an extra fight on the way down here, just get a little bit of extra oomph.
I mean, you got the spell charges. If you find a fight that will get you a little bit extra, you might as well take it.
It's another 11 grand between those two boxes.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think the money situation's dealt with.
Okay, and there's our ship. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So those scums. I don't think that's a vanilla spike tile. So I think we're looking at B-sides.
I can never remember vanilla spikes off the top of my head unless I see the obvious ones. So I refrain from judgment.
Yeah. Well, I think
at least defer to you.
I think scums only show up in Marsh Cave. Like, I don't even think they show up in Earth Cave. So I think, yeah, I feel like that's got to be a B-side encounter. And our tracker and restreamer Chanigan seems to also think that's the case. So that is good news for grinding purposes because, so for folks who are unfamiliar with how Final Fantasy 1 works, the way that enemy encounters are stored, basically, like, every bite does double duty, depending on the dungeon you are in. or the location you are in. So you have what we call A side and B side encounters. And the reason for that is going back to something that's not a problem anymore. But long story short, though, B sides tend to be later encounters, generally speaking, or encounters that are rarer. So, what that means for these purposes, one of the flags we have on is a tri-state, I believe, between whether you get vanilla spike tiles or the spike tiles are rewritten to just be B-side encounters. And the B-side encounters, being these more complex later game encounters, are harder, but also worth more experience.
The general feel that I always get out of the B-sides is that they're better for party grinds. I tend to like them more when I'm playing something more fighter-oriented than when I'm playing a black belt comp. But they certainly can launch your black belt to the stratosphere if you have the tools to work with it. Much like the Gershark Big Eye chest that we saw in the Dwarf Cave, all of the trapped chests, the monster in a boxes, those are the B-side encounters as well.
I think with that, was that Gaia at Melman? It looked like the entrance of Gaia.
It looks like.
Yeah.
I'm relying on shenanigan because I stopped looking when I started pontificating.
But we do... I don't know if we saw that before, that we have Nuke at level 5, and Temper.
I don't think we had looked.
Not what you like to see. And again, I feel like that's almost a situation where you want to divide labor between your red mages. Like, have one of them only have Nuke, one of them only have Temper, and the last one have Nuke and Temper. Just because you want Temper on that for that black belt, even when it hits One Punch Man mode.
Fryteeth going straight to Ordeals. Can't say I blame him. It's a shark, do. It's a shark.
Okay, yeah, Jat confirming what I thought I saw. We have Gaia at Melmond, which means... So let's see, our Elfland is either at Onrak or it is airship locked, which it's almost certainly going to be airship locked. And that leaves Lefane and Crescent also outstanding.
Mm-hmm.
So if I had to take a wild stab in the dark, I'm going to guess Crescent's at Onrak, Lefane's at Gaia, and Elfland is at Lefane.
So 100% confirmation on the B-sides. I know that our Giant and Agama 3-pack is definitely B-side.
That's handy to know is there.
It is not terrible.
I mean, granted, we don't really have anything we can do to it at the moment, but it's handy to know it's there.
Yeah, another ribbon here in Ordeals. So Fryteeth up to 2 ribbons. Jat's certainly going to find it in the not too distant future.
And Fryteeth, I understand, has been favoring the 2-man strat. So that's all of your defense.
And we get a cube out of Ordeals. So not super useful for the moment, but, we'll see what happens. We'll see if this is an encounter that that Fryteeth gets out of. The Scorches are less the concern. The Saber-Tees having actions is kind of a problem.
I was saying before about how, man, no one's going to be able to run away.
Wizard!
This would be an example of what I was talking about. Because yeah, the thing is like in these flags, I believe we have everything is unrunnable on, right?
Everything is runnable. So yeah,
Okay,
we can technically get away from anything, but with the luck on these particular characters, it's a challenge.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say the thing that hurts me very deeply. I almost feel like you get the cube and the assorted other boxes, specifically the ribbon in the cube, and then you cast warp as many times as it takes to leave.
I think, okay, I think if you're fryteeth, you give it one more shot. Okay, never mind. If you're fryteeth, you are now hoping you survive this fight.
Oh, that was the monster in a box. That was the saber T and man cats or catmen.
Yeah, okay, so chat's just out of there.
See ya. So
Okay.
on to Onrak continent.
Yeah,
Let's see what we got here.
What town do you think is at Onrak? I think I called Crescent here.
I am going to assume the most generous possible seed, which is foolish, I know, but I'm going to say Elfland. It's Crescent.
Yeah, so, okay. Here's the thing about Town Shuffle. Because of the way the randomizer populates locations, it is very hard to get a seed that doesn't have Elfland locked away behind the airship.
Sky, 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 coming to a seed near you. We got the chime, we've got the cube. I mean, there's a waterfall first, obviously.
Yeah.
We've got warp to get out of there. We've got Fire 3.
And
I wish we could kill that pack.
You don't pass up the opportunity to maybe get a free floater. Because
Right.
that speeds up that going to Sky. I almost... I'm going to be honest. I think I take Ice Cave before I take Sky. With the way the seed has rolled so far.
Because of warp, I understand your position there. My counterpoint.
It's not just warp. How are you going to kill anything in Sky?
I think more to the point is with the idea of Sky, we're going to leave Waterfall. We're going to stop at Crescent at Onrak on our way out. We're going to buy whatever housing is there, and we're going to look at a desert grind potentially.
I'm not even sure we can do a desert grind. Like, we have Fire 3. That is the sum total of our offense right now. Fire 3 is good. It can kill. But the question is, can it kill faster than the things that live in the desert can kill you?
I mean, if they're squishy sandwiches, then I think, we've just become a Quiznos.
That's a big if to sail all the way over there on.
And Steak and Wings showing up at a spike tile near you.
So Chan again pointing out in chat the one scenario where Sky is the play. Early vampires. That's the vampire and the mummy encounter in Sky are the only two fights where that Fire 3 is going to do work. But
And
it's a
there's our
floater,
floater.
so this entire conversation is irrelevant.
I'd go ice now. I don't have to do the rivers to get there.
Well, right now, I'm going to go hunt down Elfland and hope that, like, Fade rolled into a Red Mage slot at 3 or 4.
That is a very fair concept to chase down right there.
Or lit 3. I'll also take a lit 3 because that puts Sky that makes Sky 100% doable. Between Fire 3 and an early lit 3.
Even an Ice 3 would be okay. You can take care of like manticores with that.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, it's one of those things like. So I'm one of those people who looks at the Sky play as this is my grind. Like I take every fight I can in Sky.
Mhm.
And so it's one of those things in my book. If I can't kill at least half the fights in Sky, without sweating, it's not worth going to Sky yet. I can go to do Sky later. I'm going to go find somewhere where I can get my levels a little bit higher, maybe get enough shots and or HP, especially with the vitality that I have in this party.
Started with a bottle here, so driving us to drink.
Well, we know where Gaia is, and Jat's heading straight there.
Convenient that.
But yeah.
You can also check the armor shop here for pro rings and golds, and get neither.
Going ahead and stocking up on heals. House is very reasonably priced in this seed.
Yeah, the current housing bubble has not really affected our light warriors here.
Oh, okay. So here's the thing. With everything, with all the towns, like with all the populations in the world moving around the way they are, it's a buyer's market right now. Let's be honest.
Chanigan, our tracker, pointing out that the golds were in Provoca for 8k. That is a steal of a deal to protect those red mages, and even the black belt until you've got the natural absorb.
All right.
Unfortunately, that bottle turned out to be a whole lot of nothing, just turning into a ruby to a titan that will never be fed.
Okay. Can we give it up for me calling all 3 of the towns?
I submit that you were correct. And we get a key out of the slab turn in. Gotta feel pretty good about that.
Yeah. So Jat, gonna go ahead and look around for a fight. Is going to attempt the sandwiches, but does not have any level 2 charges. And yeah,
The black belt is punching for as much as that fire 3 hit for. These sandwiches are squishy.
soft. That is soft. That wasn't even 150 HP.
It was maybe 130. That is an excellent encounter to look at, which is great, except for how long that initial run is. I don't feel good taking that overworld grind with how long the hard reset encounter is. There's your lit 3 and your quad X.
Yeah, no, this is the go to Sky care package right there. And we have Exit that's also red mage accessible. So yeah, this
is fantastic.
Yeah, this is poke your head into the level 4 magic just to see if you've got Fade. And maybe Ice 3, and then you just go.
No, but you get Lamp.
I was looking at the A-Rub, I'm going to be honest.
A-Rub is a spell that can be very useful.
Yeah, it's one of those things like, it's only useful after you died because you didn't cast it the first time.
Mm-hmm.
But
I don't think Jat ended up going back to pick up the exit on the red mages.
Yeah, I don't think he did either, unless he decided he wanted to live dangerously and put that in the first slot. on one of those red mages.
He did not. There's no way he did that.
The way that healing, the healing magic's been this seed, I could almost see the argument for not bothering, but at the same time, we're about to get two incentive checks in one go.
Frosties taking their ambush to crack us.
Oh, they're
good.
cracks. Okay. So Topher just became slightly scarier.
Uh-huh.
And if fryteeth has to dig for this key item, this ice cave is also scarier.
Well, they do each have 2 ribbons, so it's not as scary as it could be. We get that going for us at least. Coral +3 for red mages who will never swing that. That looked like a power gauntlet.
-3 power bonk.
Yeah.
But we'll take it.
Yeah, the Coral +3 is technically an upgrade over that very sad Falchion -2, but we're getting it. We've got the lit 3s. We can take the box of our dreams. These are some tanky big eyes.
But the Gur sharks are soft.
That's the best news we've seen. But I think these big eyes have somewhere in the neighborhood of 550 hit points.
I'll take that, because you know what you're more likely to see?
The Gur sharks.
The Gur sharks, yeah. Also, is this worm fight a tile or a monster in a box?
Shanigan's saying that it is the tile, and if you have the stuff, and it doesn't just outright kill your black belt. All right, so it's that left side room, which I mean is potentially nice because it's not going to advance your step counter every time you're moving off the grind tile.
Yeah.
And a sandwich style.
High. And we know that these things are as soft as their namesake. So, I think that
softer.
I think we know what the game plan is here for fryteeth.
Yeah, I mean this seems like the obvious choice.
Yeah, no, you eat sandwiches until that black belt's sturdy enough to just go punch worms until you have achieved maximum power.
You know, I don't even know if you go after the worms necessarily, just because the worms are hitting harder. I don't know how many heal pots fryteeth has, so.
I think it comes down, I wasn't paying attention how much health they had. Like, if you can get them down to 1 punch range, you can probably weather the beating and do good.
Now, Jat is promptly leaving. That's almost a heartbreak right there.
He's seen enough places he can get those levels. And he is going to go check the other really good place to look for a grind. This is not it.
This is an annoying pass-through tile. It's a good thing you have warp for the way out. That could be something.
This is very something.
So,
Zombie's a little bit sturdy.
I think the real test comes when we actually see them swing. The answer is maybe they're not something right now.
I mean, this is still going to get these red mages, like, healthy boys. Very healthy boys.
Yeah, that's not who you need to be the healthy boy, though.
Yeah, but
We're off to check the third option.
fryteeth, meanwhile, has officially hit training as the rocks crash into the rocks below.
I don't hate a manticore fight. I don't hate it, but I don't really like it. Like, it's not sandwiches. Fryteeth is getting to the point where he's going to have to move that black belt out of first slot, though. So that's a consideration. And we'll see if off-step encounters are a problem. Jack continuing the tour of all of the available spike tiles. Here we see our two options in Northwest. Nah.
Yeah.
Fryteeth now working on a getaway, working on the escape.
Yeah, because so here's kind of the problem with fryteeth's situation. All that delicious absorb the black belt has doesn't exist if he has that ribbon on.
Right.
And we know that there are monsters down here with crack.
Mm-hmm.
So
Does
that black...
Fryteeth know that they have crack?
I actually don't know if he does, but he's almost out, so this should be fine. Yeah, he hits a hero run and gets away.
So now Fryteeth is off to I think check his other towns.
Yeah, so fryteeth going and finding all the stuff that Jat did. Jat doesn't have the advantage of the grind that fryteeth did, but I don't think fryteeth took that black belt farther than like the mid-20s.
23, 24, something like that. I'm wondering if Fryteeth ran out of heal pots.
Well, he didn't. Well, if he stops off at the item shop in yeah, no, he has no
He's
heal
empty.
pots.
Okay. Yeah, the wraiths were very concerning. Jat, meanwhile, checking out the options in Volcano.
Yeah. So the one advantage, like, you know, you hear the phrase in a lot of different randomizers about making a good play, even if it's not necessarily the right play for the seed you're in.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like Jat is doing one of those right now. We know where there's a very solid grind tile. A little bit of a chancy one, but solid. Jat does not. But he is making checks that he can get in and out of, looking for a grind.
Right. And I think he has, in his mind, the resources to take out Carrie while he's here.
We have a wizard staff. We're good.
All the faith in Confuse. Hydra Spike Tile, not what we're looking for. Hydras with Sleep, really not what we're looking for.
like that vulnerability to status combined with free shots of confusion, carry 1 is not a threat.
There's a grind.
Yeah, if these slimes don't have anything nasty,
Like their hit points, we're looking at somewhere north of 210, south of 280. Exfer, always spooky to see. The spell that shuts off your ribbon.
I mean, honestly, you do a 2-man with this. You just let one of those red mages fire 3 the crap out of these things as far as you can take it, and then let him die.
Yeah, I agree with that play 100%.
And yeah, it looks like Jat's gonna.
That's
Jat
doing
is about
exactly
to have
that.
2 red. Yeah, I was about to say those 2 red mages are about to be mid-20s.
Healing up the red mage that's going to stay around. I have the feeling that there will be 1 saved slot of level 2 magic, so that when the inevitable happens and we are running out of slots, he can just switch up to the other red mage and he's good to go.
Okay, that is way smarter than anything I would have done. I like your thinking, and I might have to adapt that if I ever play a seed where I need to do a 2-man grind. Or just
We see.
grind on these dense encounters.
So, yeah, I'm curious.
Okay.
Curious.
Okay. No, I think I see what he's doing. He's gonna go ahead and go kill Carrie, and then go back and take that grind as far as he can, and then just leave.
That makes sense.
That or he
puts
might
the
just
black belt to 21 as well, so that black belt has the punching power now.
Or he might just kill Carrie and leave. I don't know. I've never been good at predicting what runners are going to do. I would have possibly thrown out that quad X. I'm going to be honest. Because the thing about Carrie is, for a first Fiend, she has ludicrously good MDef. Like, Nuke.
Yeah, and we just saw Jat lose his black belt to oof.
Oh, okay.
I can't say it was much of a surprise after we saw that over 400 damage crit come out of Carrie. I think the answer probably should have been raise the other red mages, put the black belt in the back, get your meat shields up, right?
Yeah. So, and this Saracen is why I said, you've got a wizard staff, you're fine. Because the actual solution to carry 1 is, don't let her hit you. Carry 1 is deceptively, carry 1 and carry 2 are, in my opinion, to borrow a term from college football, they're trap games. They're the fiends that people tend to overlook, and then they promptly go, oh, hey, by the way, did I mention how many hits I have? And also, you're not doing as much damage as you expect with Nuke, because I'm probably going to make my save most of the time.
You know, that is the Merilith problem in a nutshell right there. So many arms, so many swords. I'm just going to keep chopping.
Yeah, no, this is the takeaway for folks who are getting into this game. You don't have to respect Lich. It will very rarely bite you if you don't respect Lich. Respect Carry.
100% on that. I've had entirely too many struggle bus games against Carry 2. And Carry 1 has taught me some lessons, we'll say.
Yeah. Dusk Flume in chat, extending my analogy perfectly. Carry is the decent mid-major the week before you play your rival. That's not going to make sense to everyone. But the folks it makes sense to, you are nodding right now, and you are going, yeah, 100%.
So I don't think we've seen any follow-up spells or skills come out of these slimes yet that make the Exfer a particular problem.
Have the slimes lived past the first round?
So with 2 red mages, no, they aren't. But when we were looking at just having 1 up, I think that Jat is taking the position of I'm going to just do the 2 red mage at this point, and leave both of them up as I go to carry.
Yeah.
Just wear down the level 2 spells a bit on the way down and hope for the best. Fryteeth not even checking it. Fryteeth's on a mission.
Yeah, Fryteeth knows what side of the bread he's buttered on.
And, at this point, this is like a real high five moment in this seed. Just when you look at it, they are even up on their incentive items. They are in the exact same place, going after the exact same fiend, with the same number of party members up. I think that the black belts are about the same level too.
Yeah. So
the big difference here is that I don't think Fryteeth healed up.
No, Fryteeth did. The difference is he threw defenses up in the first round, so Carrie wasn't able to just immediately delete his party.
Well, Carrie did delete both of the red mages, but the black belt abides and survives. Jat realizing he didn't park where he usually does. Jat is a big proponent of there is a proper parking space outside of Volcano.
Yeah, yes. I absolutely agree with that. Jat going back for that vampire zombie detail. He's got enough power now. I think he can make this work.
I mean, if his red mages live through the lobsters, jeez.
Okay. So this is another. If folks who are alerting the game are watching this VOD later, teachable moment. Lobsters, not even once.
Absolutely fair. Lobsters are terrifying in this game if you don't have a good amount of absorb. And even if you do have a good amount of absorb, if they rolled up, they will tear you apart.
If you're familiar with Free Enterprise and you've wondered, why are 6 lobsters an appropriate form for Zeromus to take? The answer is presumably Demarine suggested, and she was 100% right.
And just
lobsters are terrible.
The lobster packs have cost me grinds in Sea Shrine from Sharknado Floor before, so I just toss that one out there as additional evidence, right?
Yeah. So I think the real question is there a mob is there an enemy in Sea Shrine who doesn't have that story about them for someone?
Big eyes. Big eyes never roll bad, ever.
I think I have seen a big eye roll something nasty before.
That was a hallucination. It was actually the Gershark.
But yeah, let's see. Sea Shrine's got the Gersharks. Those generally roll beefy. Sea Shrine has ghosts.
Seafood party platter, the ghosts. Yeah.
Yeah. Sea snakes, sea trolls, lobsters as we've discussed. Waters.
I'll be honest, the sea snakes generally are more of a pain for me than the lobsters, but the lobsters are definitely the more likely to be deadly of them.
Yeah. Okay, Nagas. I think... No, wait, never mind. I've definitely gotten killed by... Definitely had Nagas ruin my day before.
This is new information. These Caribs had Toxic the whole time. Oh.
Okay, I think Fryteeth just manipulated his way down the rivers and never saw them, and Jat just said, I'm walking through the swamp. I'm not dealing with the rivers.
Mm-hmm. Actually, I think Fryteeth ended up walking through the swamp on his way to Vanilla Crescent.
Sometimes the... Well, okay, actually, given what we had, the swamp was the right play. Just because that's way easier to fire 3 than the river and tiles.
We didn't have Fire 3 until we got through the swamp.
Okay, then,
Hey, look, it's Amasa.
okay, so Jat barely surviving that fight, but gets out of it with, So, even 2-manning this, the sheer amount of experience these fights churn out, I think Jat is coming out ahead on this grind.
Yeah, and this goes back to what we were saying earlier about the B-side tiles and how for me these are a party grind. These are at least a 2-man, right? There's very few encounters in the B-sides where I'm okay with a solo grind, and usually the tiles where I'm okay with that are things like Gershark Big Eye or the 3-eye grind, something like that.
Yeah, 3-eye grind, you absolutely just take solo. Alright, so Jat's black belt's up to 26. I'm not sure what level that red mage is sitting at, but it's got to be probably flirting with 30 at this point.
So I feel like this was Manticores in this position, this other location.
Well, whatever it is,
it is.
Jat is fully expecting to be able to punch it down.
He's not wrong. I think this is a lot safer than the Zombie D Wiz Vamp tile.
Yeah, but I like what he did though, because that's a lot faster to get that black belt online.
Right.
Because yeah, at this point that black belt's hitting for 52 attack per hit. Getting 6 punches or 6 punch chances. Yeah.
This black belt is mostly online. That red mage up to 29 is going to actually be able to survive some stuff when we get to the Temple of Fiends Revisited.
Mm-hmm.
But almost down. One more fight, because I think that might have been the last nuke charge. There's 28 on the black belt. And choosing to leave. I'm confused.
I'm okay with this. Because... Oh, he's out of heal pots.
That'll do.
Fryteeth finding the TNT. So, one thing we've kind of lost track of in this whole, leveling extravaganza is we haven't seen the Oxyel. We haven't seen the Rod. We kind of need both of those still.
There are some outstanding things, yes.
So, I think, actually, hold on. Looking at Fryteeth's tracker, I think at this point, alright. TNT...
has to turn into the Oxy eventually.
Yeah. Basically, the TNT is going to take us through the fetch quest chain to the Oxy, and then Rod is going to be in C.
Or it's directly Oxy, and then it's a fetch quest chain to the Rod. It's one or the other.
No. We've seen the Bonk, the Tail, the Ruby, and the White Shirt. There's nothing left in the incentive pool that could...
Right.
Yeah.
So it's either we get the fetch quest chain to the Oxyale, or we get the Oxyale and the fetch quest chain to the Rod, is what I'm saying.
No. Oxy has there has to be something in. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. The fetch quest chain starts in Sea Shrine.
Right.
Okay, but yeah. So we're going to C next, and we're going to have to dig out whatever's in C.
I don't foresee that being a problem. Um, I do find it slightly spooky that the I don't think any of the red mages on fryteeth's side picked up nuke. But that's not going to matter terribly much for C. We do see a fast and a bonk come out and an invis 2. So the that black belt safe enough and will punch through this Tia very easily.
Mm-hmm.
Swing, little red mages, swing.
So
12 hits, 581.
Yeah, so I think while we were figuring out the order, Jat broke through 32. Because I thought I saw 8 hits come out on one of those manticores. But I might have just misread the 6. Yeah, I just misread the 6, but...
It just could be evade.
Nah, that consistently, he is still below 32.
I don't think Jat terribly much minds with how fast these are going down. Yep, there's
Okay,
31. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so... Alright, so... We'll see what Jat's game plan is looking like here in a minute, because once he hits 32, he might just say, you know what? I'm going to count on this being a soft Topher that a level 32 black belt can go through. I'm going to go finish the game now. I have one beefy red mage, a red mage who can survive, and it looks like you called it, Saracen. Immediate Oxyale, and we're going to have to go find a fetch quest.
So our remaining fetch quests being the crystal and the adamant. And I believe we will see both.
No, we have to.
So this is an extremely convenient location for the Sea Shrine compared to vanilla. Not having to do the giant on-rack continent walk.
Yeah. So
Jat is moving on.
Yeah, he hit 32, I think. So here's an insult to injury kind of a thought. It's not bad enough that you have that there's a fetch quest item in Sea Shrine. It's a mandatory fetch quest item.
Yep. It's also the possibility of being on the mermaid side. I mean, we'll see. I think fryteeth did the right side check on the split floor first, which I'm 100% in favor of. Get that one box off to the right side that's closer to the mermaid stairs, and then cut back to the left to get the other side. I mean, there's a fair amount of boxes on the way down to Kraken. We'll see what happens.
But yeah, fryteeth making the same play that we've seen all tournament of just check Kraken side first. Because with the random incentive chest in a given dungeon flag on, if it turns out to have been rolled to Kraken side, you save yourself a lot of walking. And a lot of walking on floors that can have some very mean things.
Yeah, absolutely. I personally am a huge fan of the random chest in dungeon flag. I'm glad that you can't get the monster in a box key item situation. That was something that they patched out. But the random incentive item in the location is very helpful in C most of the time. I mean, I think it makes the game a little bit more fresh anyway. Like it incentivizes actually looking at boxes, which the black belt comps tend to not like to do. Jat finding the super fun Caribs with Toxic.
With,
Go
with
ahead.
Frost, like the fact that Blizzard and Frost are also in this encounter, it's just insult to injury.
Just cast Lit 3, Jat.
Jat realizing, wait, I don't have to fight these. I already have everything I need. Especially now that I can hand that Masa to, like, my other good character.
I will note that when Jat moved the ribbon and the pro ring over to his black belt, he got the gold bracelet +1 off of the first floor of Mirage. He then poached the ribbon and the pro ring, but he did so off of the higher level of the red mages. You know, really banking on the couple extra levels of red mage MDEF, which now we're switching it back. Okay.
Well, yeah, that Masa, I think, is what's incentivizing that right now. It's, you know what? Even with the utter garbage that is your hit percent and your strength, this is still a Masa. Like, this is still a sword that is going to make you hit very, very good.
I mean, as good as those red mages are going to swing with their black mage strength and -10% hit. Hello on fryteeth's side, as we have found the 3-eye grind tile. I don't think he needs it. I mean, he's going to take it.
Yeah, no, he hadn't hit. I don't think he's got level 32 on that black belt yet.
No, he's like 28.
Yeah, so he's taking this to 32.
At a minimum.
I was gonna say, what he does after that is its own question, but he's taking this to 32. That part is beyond question.
So one of the things that I do appreciate about the B-side tiles is that there are so many more encounters in there that there's no particular encounter that's guaranteed. So even when you have B-sides, you're not guaranteed to have the 3-eye grind at any tile in the game. There's more encounters in the set than there are tiles. So finding it is that much more of a blessing when you do, right?
But yeah, it's one of those things. No, I absolutely agree with you. The thing about B-sides also is, like, there's more variety, and that makes the finding a grind tile game a lot less predictable.
The other thing that's really I would almost say rude about this seed is thinking about the logic of where this particular 3-eye grind occurred. That you find it while checking for the last incentive item that you need for go mode, right? Like you have gone through most of the game. Most players will have found something to do prior to finding that tile. So it's just late enough that you're looking at, like, well, do I round out my level a little bit, or I'm already done? That hurts.
Well, not just that, but
it's also in the danger floor.
well, that Sharknado is the safe floor. I was just thinking, like, to get here. Oh, never mind. I thought the ghosts couldn't spawn on Sharknado floor.
Nope. That's why it's the danger floor. Them and the lobsters.
Yeah, I know that the ghosts are on the two interstitial floors, the one between the entrance and mermaids, and the one between the entrance and Sharknado. Um, but no, what I was gonna say is the other mean thing about it is to get to that tile, you've already beaten Sky.
Mm-hmm. Or you found the incentive and bailed, which is very unlikely.
Yeah, Jat trying to
Remembering
remember
his
where Onrak is. Because
the
yeah, that was a quick stop off, but he's got his notes out. He's flying back.
I will say that for Town Shuffle, so limited a number of locations that when I'm playing, I tend not to keep notes on it. I, entrance and floor with deep towns. Oh, absolutely. There's a printout, right? But yeah, I don't know if Jat keeps written notes for the Town Shuffle or not.
You might at least like try to take note of like, yeah, Onrak.
Fryteeth punching down Kraken real quick there.
Oh yeah.
Time
So
to restock and dive mermaid side. I'm sorry.
all right. Here's the situation as it stands. So Fryteeth is a couple of minutes ahead of Jat.
Mm-hmm.
Jat is rocking two reasonably leveled red mages because of a couple of unfortunate incidents that happened to his black belt. Fryteeth, it looks like, has the one buffed red mage and the black belt. So I think this almost might come down as a seed to how ambush happy Topher is.
Fryteeth having validated his run, turning bubbles into bubbles.
Because I think at this point the biggest threat posed to Fryteeth is getting jumped by something that just plasters his red mage immediately.
So I think the follow-on to that is we're looking at 32 black belts. And the crystal in the furthest possible box. So, make this even better, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're looking at 32 black belts for both of our runners here. It's usually enough. But, let's throw some air quotes around that usually, right?
Yeah.
Like, you can see a bad Temple of Fiends come up. I mean, all right, 35 on Fryteeth's side. So in 7 levels, that black belt becomes the force to be reckoned with. And in 12 levels, it effectively has a ribbon's worth of MDef. We're not going to 47. It's just not happening. Actually, wait, because of the blurses plus 20 MDef, never mind. 42, 41, I think you're at that level.
So, the only qualifier I'm going to put on that is, while it does... you know what, never mind.
Your Quad X. It doesn't stop the Quad X, I know.
Well, no, not just Quad X. It's one of those things, because of the way that, like, resistance interacts. So, okay, the way that resistance works in Final Fantasy 1 is just like the base chance to hit. So every swing has a base chance to hit. Every spell also has a base chance to hit, and then both spells and attacks have accuracy that gets tacked on, and that's what affects the likelihood of it landing. So what resistance does is it sets your base chance to hit to 0. And then the spell's accuracy gets applied after that. And the reason I'm mentioning this is, so the difference between the ribbon and just having ludicrous MDef is the ribbon is setting that accuracy way, 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 way down to the point where with your MDef, you're not ever going to fail that save. But without the ribbon, you still have a good chance of failing that. You still have a chance of failing that save.
And that's absolutely fair. It's just, at the same time, there's a degree of good enough that can come up, and I think that that's something that plays into having the 2 red mages with the ribbons on and the black belt having MDef for safety, versus having a very vulnerable red mage that's sitting in your back row and more likely to take those full effects.
Yeah, so what I was really kind of pointing to more is Jat's decision to bring the 2 red mages where it looks like fryteeth is only bringing the 1. The situation I can see happening that plays out in Jat's favor is if there is an ambush encounter, say fire or seafloor, that punches out that red mage.
Mm-hmm.
That is going to play into... Oh, I don't think we... Jat, yeah. fryteeth didn't check this floor. Jat just found a defense sword.
Ooh.
So
that can be a big find.
Yeah, so Jat needs Topher to be rude at this stage. Because he's...
on that note, fryteeth did enter Topher at 1 hour, 10 minutes, and 6 seconds. So, we do have that as well. Even if it is rude, there's information gathering that's happening here.
Nah, it's one of those things. Fryteeth is absolutely at an advantage right now. But, and this is the critical but here. A high roll Kraken 2 is still going to play havoc. Because I don't actually know if fryteeth picked up Invis 2 on those red mages. He's got that white shirt, but if we see something sufficiently punchy, Jat with that defense sword has a tremendous advantage.
You know what else is a tremendous disadvantage for Jat, though, is that he didn't turn bubbles into bubbles. It's a real problem.
Okay, that meme is after my time, so it doesn't affect him from my perspective.
Well, I mean, does that say more about you, or does that say more about the meme?
My opinion, it's a matter of perception. And speaking of perception, I believe I perceive that DM Stewart has dropped a few folks into our laps. Thanks, DM.
Always appreciate the raid. This is starting to look kind of worse by the minute for Jat until we actually see information about the seafloor.
Yeah.
Or how particularly bad Carry 2, Kraken 2, Tia 2.
With the exception of one very infamous seed, we haven't actually gotten to the part of Topher that matters.
Right. But I mean, this is a long trek down Earth for Jat.
Yeah, no, Jat definitely is going to need Topher to be rude. in order to get in order to get him out, give him a chance.
Carry 2 hitting decently hard, but not as hard as that black belt. That was a 2-round carry 2. We've got our meat shield back for our trek through the seafloor. 1 additional target.
But wisely keeping that black belt in the front, just to limit the amount of life casts he needs to spend to get his Kraken meat shields up.
Right. This is a fantastic run. The length of this run is incredible. And just seeing Gershark Wizzaheg packs that he can run from.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Alright, puts the black belt in the 3rd slot, remembering that the 3rd slot has a slightly lower chance to be targeted than the 4th slot.
Black belt using the white shirt.
Okay, so
I'm impressed. That's a not punch action from a black belt. That doesn't happen.
He wants to get that fast setup, so I understand why he would go that route.
15 hits 1002 damage, I think.
Yeah. And this
Meat
Kraken...
Shield Red Mage stays alive.
Yeah, this
8 hit
Kraken
points.
hit like nothing. So...
Got noodle arms.
Yeah.
That's okay, though. Random encounter on the way out will take care of it since there was no healing. We didn't need that Red Mage anyway. Jat, meanwhile, lighting the Earth Orb and on the way.
Fryteeth bringing up for the sole purpose of taking exactly 1 hit.
1 hit of ink to the face.
Fryteeth is trying so hard to keep this red mage from getting any experience, and he's just like, nah.
Solid hit against BBBB.
You know, I feel like I need to, like, these all consonant names, we just need to start pronouncing like Darude Sandstorm. Sa. Okay, they can't all be winners.
They can't, but it's now stuck in my head, so I think you did actually win. Iron Goals with Thunder.
Fryteeth was going to take a shot at it, but thinks better of that plan.
I mean, it's sort of the thing you do when you've got the black belt at this point, is you throw the punch with the black belt on the off chance you kill it, and you run with everybody else, and you see what actually works out of that.
Also, let's just face it, that black belt wasn't ever going to run away from anything ever.
Right.
But we are on Chaos. And Viz 2 coming out, and I think I saw the power bonk coming off on the black belt. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Chaos immediately takes a swing for 93 damage. Black belt's fine.
Oh no. Less than 1/10 of my health.
Chaos.
It makes up for it on DDDD.
Yeah. Chaos looking pretty punchy right now. Which is not what, yeah, I think this might just be a straight-up punch Chaos. Which is not what you do not want to play who can hit harder with a level 30-something black belt.
I agree. And terminated. Fryteeth has finished.
Mm-hmm. With an official racetime.gg time of 1 hour, 17 minutes, and 53 seconds. So yeah, go ahead and break those GGs out in chat. We'll see if, Never mind. I believe that is the sound of Fryteeth joining us.
Indeed. GG, fryteeth.
Thank you.
Yeah. No, that was a very, that was a very interesting opening game, don't you think?
With only fire as offense, yeah.
But no, you had an Iron Staff +3 available.
I did.
That would have been good enough for that black belt to have probably gotten through a lot of trouble.
Yeah, I decided to go look to see if I could find some other spells, and when I found that Fire 3, I was relieved.
Absolutely.
It's not quite the repeat of your match against Krellin. I was
No.
afraid.
So was I. But I had learned a lot from that match against Krellin, and wasn't going to make those same mistakes twice.
I hear
Yeah.
ya.
Instead, the
So-
seed just kept doing rude things to you. Go ahead, Saracen.
So I did want to get your opinion on the location of the 3-eye grind. I think that it was as much a slap in the face as the seed could give you. What are your thoughts on it?
I mean, yes, but when I found it, my black belt was still only in the mid-20s, so I was looking to try and get a few more levels, so it wasn't the worst thing in the world to find.
Yeah, and I did see you took a few encounters on it, and that brought you up to 32, I think, and then you moved on.
Yeah. It's actually the
Mhm.
first... Oh.
Go
It's the
ahead.
first time I haven't gone to 42 in this entire tournament.
I was kind of wondering about that. That it has been a very 42 heavy tournament, especially when you've had seeds where you've had a required Warmac or just generally worse overall scaling to things. Were you feeling pretty safe with the 35-ish entry into Topher?
Really? But I felt like I didn't have time to get up to 42. Jat is a terrific runner, terrific player, and I was feeling the pressure. And I said, you know what? We've got Invis 2 on 2 of the white mages. We've got the white shirt. We've got the power gauntlet. We've got fast. We've got 3 life casters. I think we can get through.
Yeah, and you certainly made it look easy all the way through the Temple of Fiends. So, kudos on that.
Well, I think the Fiends made it look pretty easy. I didn't see anything out of any of them.
I mean, the fact that Chaos was like, I want to play Bloody Knuckles with the black belt, probably also didn't help things.
I thought it helped things a lot.
I thought the most entertaining thing was when Kraken 2 hit your red mage and left it alive with like 11 hit points, or was that the one that was left with 3 hit points or something like that? There were a lot of near misses.
I don't know, I think my favorite was Tiamat 2 having a 1 HP red mage dangled in front of her and deciding, no, I want to try and kill this guy instead.
That's something I do all the time. When you're putting those meat shields up, I always feel like, why bother taking the time and the resources to heal them? If they take that one punch, then they serve their purpose.
No,
And it doesn't matter if-
Your move was completely sensible. I'm talking about the fact that Tiamat 2 completely ignored the completely free kill on the red mage and went and failed to kill a different one. Oh, but Jat in an interesting position, because that is a solo black belt.
Yeah, Tia 2 just punched down the last red mage standing.
But he also found the defense sword
Oh,
in
where was
Sea
that?
Shrine. It was on the floor before Mermaid's bottom left-hand chest.
The only floor I didn't check.
Yep. So, he'll be fine. He doesn't know he'll be fine, but he'll be fine. Because, yeah, I don't think we can say for certain that Chaos rolled the punch script, but I feel like it is statistically likely.
So One thing I did want to ask you, Fryteeth, is how did you feel about the Great Escape from Ice Cave?
Yeah, that was nerve-wracking. I hate grinding an ice cave. It's my least. I've lost races because I grinded an ice cave and couldn't make it out. So
I'm
Yeah.
100% with you. Jat running out of healing potions just before chaos.
I mean,
think
that's
he
how you
healed
like
up
to see
and-
it.
I think he healed up before those rock goals attacked him, and he lost enough hit points that's why we were seeing the inspect the floor spam.
Mm-hmm. All right, there's his 3 layers of ruse.
There's a fire too. There's more information on this chaos than we had during your fight, Fryteeth. There was a fire too.
Chad unfortunately unable to fast this black belt because everyone who knows how to cast fast is dead. But that's basically automatic fasting. He's fine.
Yeah,
I
we've
mean,
seen a
that-
bunch of spells out now.
yeah, that level 2 magic was kind of unfortunate. That was a lot of good stuff at level 2.
Yeah, and I think both you and Jet adopted the strategy of just, all right, some of you are not going to get the good spells because I need the utility spells.
Jat has terminated chaos 1 hour, 24 minutes, 26 seconds.
And has already jumped into the booth by abusing his super magic powers. Hi, Jat.
Hello, hello.
GG, Jat.
Yeah, GG's.
Alright, so we already asked Fryteeth about this, so how about that early game?
Yeah, it was fine. At least Provoca was in Crescent Lake. I probably was behind out of the inner sea. It felt like I played it pretty badly,
Okay.
but maybe.
No, y'all. The point of Divergence was when you lost that grind in Volcano.
Oh, when I died to carry, you mean?
Yeah,
Mhm.
up until that point, you two were running pretty even.
Hmm.
Like, basically, so I'm trying to think of you kind of took a lot of smaller grinds where Fryteeth took a sandworm grind in Ice Cave.
Yeah. Please tell me it wasn't just the one, like, one step below the drop down point.
It
was
was on the eye
not.
tile.
Oh, it was on the eye tile? Okay, I wasn't. I refuse to grind in Ice Cave, so I've lost far too many races by dying in Ice Cave, so I'm like just not interested. With B-sides, there's enough other tiles that I could make do, and like I didn't feel like losing the race by like getting ambushed by something, so.
That's literally what Fryteeth said. And Fryteeth did have the great escape from ice when he ran out of heal potions.
Yeah, he said he was a level 24 black belt running from Ice Cave. Like, it's reasonable considering all the other grinds were not good, but I just I did not want to do that. So
I had a
maybe
lot of respect for your Manticore grind in Earth.
Yeah.
I appreciated that.
I think the Manticore grind was all right, but obviously the eyes and C were like a kick in the face because yeah, Fryteeth obviously had a much more efficient grind, but my mistake was on carry. I just needed to bring back up my second red mage just temporarily.
He also had that wizard stick.
Yeah, but I just needed another turn, either a nuke or a fast or anything, and it probably would have been fine. Like, I just needed one more punch. I honestly thought my black belt wouldn't die. Like, my black belt had like 600 something HP and got crit for like 500 damage on the first punch. I was like, what?
Chat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm going to say because I'm the person who always says it. Respect carry 1.
I mean, yeah, that's fair.
She
I'm
is
also
more respectable than Lich 2.
I also feel like when you play the game a lot, your like spidey senses are pretty good about like what's dangerous and what's not, and mine are not super great right now. So that's fair enough. But yeah, no, GG's to Fryteeth. Sounds like he played a pretty clean race, and I obviously did not. So
No,
yeah.
chat. I can't emphasize this enough. The wipe to carry and having to redo that grind, that's the entirety of the difference in y'all's finish time.
Well, I mean, I was like 6 minutes behind. Like I was trolling on the last floor. Like I had life, and I was just like, I'm gonna just solo black belt this, or attempt to, anyways. And so I mean, I probably finish a minute faster if I don't if I actually cast fast, maybe a minute and a half faster. But
I
I
don't
don't
see
think my
how that changes what I said.
well, I don't think my volcano wipe cost me like 5 minutes. Maybe it did. That feels like a lot though. Yeah,
You spent like so. Yeah, that might not have been the entirety of the difference, but it's the difference between this being a close heat sprinting through Topher and
yeah, that's fair.
fryteeth being on chaos as you are beginning your descent.
Yeah. No, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
As I said, I think I just got outplayed, and you know what? It's all good. This, the spring tournament's been fun, but it, I honestly kind of was expecting to get eliminated like round of 32 or something, and then I got through, and it's like, holy smokes! Once it gets to three like best of threes, it's just a lot. So I'm kind of happy to. I've been focusing more on the Duck Derby, working with the new players, and I'm super pumped that I can continue doing that, and also not have to worry too much about my difficulty lever getting totally screwed up by like running duck seeds instead of running spring tournament stuff. So yeah.
Go ahead, Saracen.
I can certainly appreciate that. And I think there's also something a little bit liberating of not having to learn the next set, right?
Oh, my first match on the round of 8 flags was my game. Like after round of 16, I'm like, I can't dedicate any more time to this. So, yeah, the finals flags would have been interesting.
But let's see. If someone could check real quick to see if the round 3 of Fizzle Caleb is still going.
Chanigan says that it is.
Well, that was
However,
that was about 10 minutes ago.
Looks like
what I will say is it is an after dark, so it's not quite as family friendly.
Okay, well, Caleb is apparently pulling into chaos right now, so y'all might not get a chance to catch that, but I say let's go ahead and get some final thoughts, Jat. You pulled you put on an impressive show in the tournament. fryteeth, you successfully managed to put yourself into the absolute masochism phase.
It's not that bad.
Okay.
I do have to say, congratulations, Fryteeth. This is a big move up in the spring tournament, and good luck against your next opponent. So yeah, let's go ahead. Fryteeth, what you got for final thoughts?
Just thanks to the two of you for comms. Thanks to Chanigan for tracking and restream. It's been a lot of fun to go up against Jat. I've learned a ton from you, especially watching some of your VOD reviews. I can honestly say there's no way I ever would have made it this far in the tournament without as much as I've learned from you. So just enjoyed playing against you.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. Yeah, I guess for my final thoughts, no, it was great. I knew Fryteeth was going to be a tough opponent, and obviously showed that here. I want to say thanks to you guys all in the booth, Chanigan for restreaming and tracking, and then I also want to thank the spring tournament organizer as well. The spring tournament's been an ordeal. It doesn't take away from how much time and effort goes into something like this, and as someone who's worked behind the scenes on the duck derbies in the past, I know that it's a lot of work. So I appreciate that, and yeah, good luck Fryteeth on the rest of the tournament, and May spring tournament madness be kind to you. And I'll go back to, I don't know, some duck seeds with some enjoyment, and maybe I'll get back into actually playing some pickup races or something like that. I'm looking forward to leaving the spring tournament behind and taking a little break, and then diving right back in for the derby. I think that should be my goal. Maybe I'll get to go and do a few more VOD reviews and stuff. And I appreciate the words, while obviously I did not show that I'm the best player ever, I hope that I do think I really enjoy teaching and working with the newer players, and I do hope people find it helpful. So yeah, come join the boot camp.
No, I
Not you,
mean,
fryteeth. You're too good. Maybe Woat's allowed. Have a good one though. I'll pass it over back to Saracen and Woat.
look, my only win ever is over Caleb. I think that automatically disqualifies me from ever doing duckling stuff. But yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, the saying goes, "Those who can do, those who can't teach."
Correct.
Which is why I do nothing but talk about the game and its mechanics. But Saracen, got anything you want to add to all this?
I think generally the thanks all around Wout as co-coms and Chanigan, our tracker restreamer, Randomania as our partner restream. Always great to have a stage to put things on. And Chanigan, thank you for keeping us on track and sane. Because man, keeping track of all this stuff is real hard when you're talking. Beyond that, if you're seeing this and you like what you see, come check out the boot camp. We're entering week 4 this upcoming week. But that does not mean that it is too late to jump in if you have interest in learning the randomizer. Jat here is a fantastic teacher. Dead Pulse as well, the champion of the last Duckling Derby, leading in all of these teachable moments. But, come check out the boot camp. We teach you how to do the randomizer, all of the fun stuff that can happen in there. Maybe not all of it, but a lot of it. And it's a great time, great experience. I came out of the last one, and it was an excellent introduction to everything we do here. Woat, take us home.
I mean, it's one of those things, just to echo again, if you're watching this on, say, YouTube or something, or Twitch VOD later, first of all, don't forget to, do a little bit of liking, maybe a comment, subscribe. But second of all, you are always welcome to come join us. You can find the link to our Discord over on FinalFantasyRandomizer.com, which is also where you can find the randomizer. And, you can find people at all hours of the day or night who are willing to do pickup races or just answer questions. Maybe if it's 3 o'clock in the morning in the United States, you might have to wait a couple hours for someone to answer your question, but it's not even that many hours. But the bottom line is you can come join us. You can participate in all the wacky shenanigans, and trust me, the shenanigans, they get wacky. They get very wacky. Jad, are you going to do the thing again for the Duckling Derby where or not the Duckling Derby, but the boot camp where the last week you let someone produce some of the flags that people like to race for reasons that are inscrutable to outsiders?
What do you mean?
I think last year, last Duckling boot camp, didn't y'all let Caleb design the flags for the last week?
Oh no. Oh, I mean a little bit, but this one the boot camp flags are pretty PG-13 if I don't say so myself. Me and Deadpulse and actually the whole Derby team really worked on them. But the boot camp itself is very refined and very not crazy. But the extra credit, if you want craziness, that's Dark Moon EX's baby, and it's a representation of his insanity that goes on in his head. So the extra credits are where you want to be if you want to look at some crazy flags.
And even if
To be fair, to be fair to the Caleb flags from last boot camp, Jat reeled him in. I remember that. There were a lot more crazy things in there. And then Jat said, "What are we trying to teach the ducks?"
Yeah, I reeled in every flag set ever. I'm the boring one. I'm like, let's just make this basic so that way people can pick up. I'm a believer that if you teach fundamentals, you can adjust to the crazy later, but the crazy can get in the way of learning. So that's not to say that crazy's not fun to play. It's just not so good to teach on.
Yeah, but even if it's not boot camp season, we always have a Duckling seed that is relatively focused and not as mad as it can get. But, we also have a bunch of other things to make things interesting. So, no, seriously, come join us. It's fun. But I think on that note, we should go ahead and let Randomania 2 have their channel back. Caleb versus Lord Fizzlebeef has finished up, and We may never be able to speak of the things that were said during that VOD, but if you happen to be directed to it at a later point, it is absolutely hilarious, unless you are under the age of 18, in which case I would say it is absolutely hilarious, but do not tell anyone that you watched it.
Fair.
But on that note, everyone have a good night, and we'll see you all on the flip side. Take care.